You'll never believe what I've learned.
What did you discover in the spellbook we found in the scriptorium?
Salazar Slytherin's spellbook was a little difficult to interpret, but fascinating. Evidently, he encouraged teaching dark magic at Hogwarts. Neither the Imperious Curse nor the Killing Curse was unforgivable during his time. He believed students should be prepared to use dark magic when necessary, not to fear it. That's why we had to use Crucio to gain access to the scriptorium. He didn't want his knowledge shared with anyone who was afraid of the power of dark magic.
We did what we had to do, yes.
It was hard to do, but casting Crucio was our only option.
And I'm glad we did it, because in the spellbook I also found something else. References to a lost relic, which, from what I can tell, grants the holder the power to reverse dark magic curses.
And you think this relic might be able to save Anne?
Precisely. I plan to search for this relic, but I don't think we should tell anyone. Especially Ominous. He wouldn't understand.
I don't like leaving Gaunt out of it. Clearly, he'd have a sense of self-preservation, if nothing else. His father, his family, is friends with the Black family. They got good ties, and House Black is running Hogwarts, for Christ's sake. Like, I feel like the connections to these two powerful families is the only thing that's going to stop us from getting sent to Azkaban if we get discovered using this kind of stuff. Like, that's the only ties we have. Otherwise, it will just be thrown away. I think we should tell Gaunt.
We need to tell him. He's the reason we found the book, and he deserves to know what you've learned.
You've seen how he frets about the dark arts. I promise I'll tell him when I found the relic. When I know more, I shall send an owl.
Alright. I tried.
And don't feel sorry for Ominous. Keeping this to ourselves for now is for his own good.
I'll decide what's for my own good.
Ominous, we were just about to get some air. Care to join?
You're a liar, Sebastian. I heard everything. You swore you'd never engage in anything to do with dark magic again.
No, I didn't. I said I understood you wanting that. I'd never swear to give up on finding a cure for Anne.
You don't know when to stop, do you?
I know when not to stop. Leave this alone, Ominous. I'll be on my way.
Now I'm even more glad that I said we should tell the kid.
I am not letting this go.
Ominous, Sebastian meant well.
I appreciate you telling Sebastian not to keep this from me, but going after that relic is not a good idea. Sebastian doesn't even realize it, but he's as irresponsible and reckless now as his parents were years ago. It's why they died.
What happened to his parents?
I knew his parents died, but I never heard what happened.
Mr. and Mrs. Sallow were professors. Spent nearly every waking moment in the cellar library. Noses buried in books. Anne and Sebastian were upstairs when it happened. They heard a sudden crash and ran downstairs, but it was too late. Their parents had crumpled to the floor. A defect with the lamp in the cellar caused the room to fill with an undetectable toxin. Sebastian and Anne were helpless. They had no magic yet.
What a horrible story.
It is. That's why I can't understand Sebastian's recklessness. I've practically lost Anne. I cannot lose Sebastian too. Please avoid anything to do with that spellbook.
So his parents' death was just an accident then. It had nothing to do with dark magic or anything. And if anything, the fact that he lost his parents means he doesn't want to lose his sister. So it makes more sense that he's so hell-bent on getting a cure. Spellbook is giving Sebastian hope. I mean, he's lost all of his other families.
Those references in the book seem promising.
Everything to do with Salazar Slytherin seems promising until it's too late. I hope Sebastian pursues this no further, but if you think he might, please let me know. It would mean a lot.
He definitely will. You think he's just going to do nothing, especially now that he has a lead? They're giving him a bone, he's going to chase it. He thinks that he can save his sister. Of course he's going to fucking pursue it, Gaunt. God damn it.
Anne is getting worse. If there is any chance that the relic from Slytherin's spellbook can help her, I must find it. I'm requesting your help. Meet me outside of Feldcroft, near the catacomb.
What? What are you talking about, dude? Sebastian, what are you smoking, my man? You're right here. What? Okay, I feel like I gotta do that one first. Rewards, Imperio. Oh yeah, we'll do that one first, I guess. We'll just ignore the fact that Sebastian is standing right in front of us, and we'll go over here to learn Imperio. I found him. That is definitely him. That is definitely him, right? He talked about the scriptorium when I came up. So yeah, I found him. This is definitely him. because he had some lines of
Luke
dialogue.
and Brattleby must have nearly wet himself when you won every single crossed once battle.
See, if I go away and then come back again, he has lines of dialogue, so it is definitely him.
Heard you're defending Hogsmeade against Troll.
I have tried too hard, apparently, to find Gaunt and tell him about Sebastian trying to find the artifact. It's impossible. So, yeah, this is what I mean by it not being an actual RPG. Not calling the game bad, but it's basically a Ubisoft game. It's kind of sad, because it would be really cool. I'd like to have an actual proper RPG for Hogwarts. Like, set in this. Like, the world is beautiful. And the system's fine and everything. I could do with some tweaks in here and there, but like making it an actual genuine RPG where you start off at the first year and you go through the year, you make your friends, you get into adventures and screw around and, you know, have a big bad guy to fight every year, and every now and again different stuff happens. Eventually, if you go through the entire thing, like, the ending would be unique to everybody because of the people that you chose to do along the way. The amount of dialogue and work it would take to do all the voice acting and to do all the multiple paths and everything, it would be a hell of an undertaking. Which is maybe asking too much of this particular game developer, considering this is basically, I think, their first AAA title. But it would be awesome. Like an actual proper RPG. Basically, this
I know
game...
what that means. Merlin trial.
Even Merlin trial. So basically, I'm just saying this game, but with more RPG to it. Way more
You're
RPG.
here. Good.
Yes. I tried to talk to Gaunt and rat you out to him, but it didn't work.
I'm ready to explore the catacomb.
Perfect. By the way, Ominous has been asking about you. You didn't tell him what we were doing, did you?
I tried.
I promise.
Good. Ominous would be livid if he knew what we were about to do. I'm sure that foul smell is the scent of success.
I think it's the scent of the undead. Let's do that. Because I'm anticipating there being...
Just yet?
Shh. I'm anticipating there being the undead themed things down in this dump. Or spiders.
Expelliarmus Confringo.
Perhaps that was it.
Revelio.
The rest of the tomb will be insect-free.
I doubt
Spiders aren't insects.
Don't start.
it. Spiders aren't insects. Don't start. Drink.
Finding a chest in an inconspicuous loft. Brilliant.
I know, right?
We've rid the world of another spider. I
Thank
shall
you.
sleep better tonight.
Same. Ugh, get that thing away from me, dude.
Confringo.
Because this room is definitely a boss
Now
room.
this is the sort of great room I want to be buried in.
Surrounded by grandeur.
Grandeur and then some. Even an altar with a pile of bones. Lovely.
Bones outside a sarcophagus. Seems odd.
Don't touch it, Sebastian. Swallows, if you touch that, it's going to do something, dude. Just saying.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Come along, Bones.
There's something here by the altar.
I foolishly mentioned the relic in my report and reminded me to leave, blah, 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 blah. I was told they're chosen by the English oak wands, powerful initiatives, so I believe there, blah, 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 blah. I use their very bones as the key. I plan to return it, but first I must myself, blah, blah, blah. Learning the Imperious Curse. The curse is said to serve well against my enemies.
What did you find?
Looks like part of a student's diary. It mentions plans to return for the relic and conjuring barricades using bones.
Of course. The student's summary referenced a space beyond the Great Room, which means this can't be a dead end. I have the report if you want to have a look. Let's divide and conquer. You work on sorting out the bone barricades. I'll look around and see what we missed. Hold on to that diary entry. There may be more to it.
It does mention something else. It says their next assignment was learning the Imperious Curse.
Really? Interesting. We need to focus on moving beyond this room. But let me think for a moment.
I'd be interested to know what else the student discovered.
Have a look. Unfortunately, there's no name on it. But I surmise if it was important enough for Slytherin to stash in his spellbook, it's worthy of further study.
Maybe his son or something, maybe?
Do you think the pages were left here on purpose?
Slytherin mentioned a student who excelled in charms and always carried a satchel stuffed full of notes. They might have been left on purpose, or the student may have simply dropped them.
Of course. I'll start to search for those barricades.
Brilliant.
The catacomb assignment yielded more than I had imagined. However, I stumbled upon something else I could not ignore. In an area behind the great room which had suffered decay, amid the turned-over sarcophagi, I discovered an oddly shaped relic. Immediately, I sensed its power. I would be thrilled to study the relic further, if only the removal of objects were allowed.
There's more to this than even I imagined. Look, bones stacked oddly on either side of this archway.
Leave no stone unturned. Or, in this case, no bone.
Yep, figures.
Accio! Guardian
Lots of bone
Leviosa!
rattle.
I need more.
Revelio!
You there, bones!
Accio! Guardian
A baby.
Leviosa!
Ta-da!
You've done it.
I am a genius.
I knew we'd get through. I felt it in my bones.
Heh!
Nice.
I generally feel like me and Sebastian are buddies, and I feel like that's like the Slytherin trio kind of vibe. But all the other characters, I don't feel are really my friends, other than maybe Poppy.
Before we trudge on further, I've just realized something.
What?
The student's diary mentions the Imperious Curse.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to need it here. It's an unforgivable, but useful when you're outnumbered. Places the victim completely under the caster's control. So, if you'd like to learn Imperio, I can teach you.
Where did you learn all these things?
Where did you learn the Imperious Curse?
I taught myself. Don't tell Ominous that I've told you. It's not exactly something I can brag about, but it may come in handy. I think you ought to know it.
What does it learn and tell?
Shouldn't I know more about what the curse entails?
Remember the blasting curse? Same idea, except when it comes to unforgivable curses, your intention has to be clear. You have to mean it.
Yes, I'd love to learn it.
It's probably wise to know the spell.
I couldn't agree more. A spell that could save your life shouldn't be unforgivable. You have a lot at stake. You have an ability that evidently no one's seen for centuries. Focus your wand movement. It's not an easy spell to master.
It's apparently letter 4. It's not an easy spell to master. Her masters it immediately.
Here we go. Something troubling ahead. Be on your guard.
Yeah, because I can now use this as part of my repertoire.
I see why Slytherin's student was so entranced with this place.
Yeah, we're about to get attacked, so prepare yourself. Holy crap, there's more. Fine work,
For a moment
swallows.
there, I thought that'd never end. Bastian, the relic, look!
Could it be?
Apparently.
Revelio.
But what's the price to use it? It's not free, I'll tell you that much.
The note and rendition of the relic, it matches. This must be where the student left the relic.
I can't believe it. After all this, it lines up. We've really found it.
What do you suppose is meant by the dark sacrifice required to realize the relic's potential?
I have no idea. But we're here for the relic.
Like, we don't know what it does, we don't know what the price is, we don't know anything about it other than it allegedly takes curses away, but there's got to be more to it than that. I feel like we need to understand it more before we just take it and fuck around with the thing.
The note advises to leave the relic alone.
I assure you, we were meant to find this. For Anne's sake. I'm taking it. Let's get to Feldcroft.
Okay, but
I
like...
must keep this relic secret. Especially from my uncle.
Like, picking... Who the hell... Oh, who's that? We'll learn more about the dark object before we use it, that's what I'm saying. Who's this?
Is that ominous?
Yep, apparently. Ominous, I tried to warn you.
Ominous. The sounds we kept hearing. It was you.
You gave me no choice. I had to follow you. Sebastian, please, leave the relic alone. We can find another way to help Anne.
I'm sorry, Ominous, but I'm taking it.
No, you're not. If you won't put it back, then I will.
Hold on, both of you. Sebastian, please, take a step back.
Fine, but Ominous knows I won't step back from a fight.
Can't believe this.
They're here to kill each other, dummies, because I will side with Gaunt, Sebastian. You're my buddy, but I will side with Gaunt in this.
How much did you hear?
Everything. I was glad to hear you tell Sebastian to leave the relic. We need to stand together. Convince Sebastian this is wrong.
And if nothing will change his mind?
Something has to. I need your help.
See, I'm for using the relic, ladies and gentlemen. I am for using the relic, but I see the logic in understanding it before we use it. Using it blindly is incredibly stupid.
You're right. This seems far riskier than Sebastian realizes.
Good. We're agreed. We don't allow him to leave here with the relic.
I do think we should talk to him, but I fear we won't stop him from taking the relic.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting we negotiate. We allow Sebastian to leave with the relic under one condition. After this, no more.
I feel that's what we agreed to in the scriptorium. I'm being taken for a fool.
You're not, Ominous. This may be the only way to keep your friendship intact. Let's trust him to know what's best.
Fine. If I trust him on this, I'm trusting you too. The dark arts seem harmless until it's too late. Go then. Leave with the relic. I'll not say a word more. I hope I don't regret this.
Sebastian! We're ready.
What is it? I haven't changed my mind.
Ominous has. Let's go.
What? Ominous?
I'll explain on the way, come on.
Come along before he changes his mind, damn it.
Well, what happened back there?
Ominous and I found a compromise.
Ominous simply needs a moment with you and he'll change his mind. Is that it?
I told
I'm
him we
very
ought to give
persuasive.
you this chance, that the relic is too important to ignore.
There has to be more to it than that. Tell me.
We agreed on what was needed, Sebastian. You have my word.
I'm stealing his best friend away. Look how fucking...
I never wanted to keep all this from Ominous. He just doesn't understand. And I didn't want to worry him all over again.
You see how I go up and down stairs while I'm walking, like...
We were leaving, Ominous wouldn't even acknowledge me. That's not like him.
He was troubled, Sebastian. Even though we agreed to it all, it's been a lot to take in.
I thought he understood. He knew we couldn't give up. All of this is too important. For Anne.
It's also extremely dangerous. Is it usually smoking that much? Like pitch black smoke? Or am I just imagining things?
When we get to Feldcroft, I'd rather Anne not know what had to be done to get this relic. She thinks like Ominous. It'd only upset her.
Sebastian, is your village usually smoking like that?
Oh no, this isn't good.
What is it?
Smoke! Over there, by the hamlet.
I mean, yeah.
Feldcroft's in trouble. They're under attack.
Let's hurry.
That was meant for me.
Easy, lads. The girl! Well, that's going to require some answers, and
Boy! What have you done?
Saved my sister.
With an unforgivable curse. From that damned book, no doubt. Your father would be ashamed. You've gone too far, Sebastian. Stay away from her. From all of us.
What did my uncle expect me to do? The Imperious Curse saved Anne's life. That goblin was going to kill her.
I mean, at the moment, if it was the goblin or your sister, I would choose to save your sister, dude. You do what you do. You do what you gotta do, ladies and gentlemen. You do what you gotta do.
You did what you had to do.
If I have to keep proving that to my uncle, I will. He cannot banish me from my own home. From my sister.
It might be best to let him calm down a while. May I speak to him? Perhaps I can help to ease the tension a bit.
You may be right. Very well. Probably best if I get away from here for a while. I'll head back to Hogwarts.
Let's go get yelled at by Sebastian's dad because we too were throwing around unforgivable curses throughout that entire fight.
What was he thinking?
Probably, oh shit, my sister's gonna die.
Pardon me, Mr. Sallow?
What Sebastian did was inexcusable. You cannot possibly be about to defend him.
He saved his sister.
Sebastian and I have encountered Ranrock's loyalists before. That goblin would have killed Anne.
This family does not resort to using dark magic even against our enemies. What Sebastian did cannot be undone. That you are defending Sebastian's behavior at all tells me everything I need to know. You are as guilty as he is. Sebastian is to come nowhere near Feldcroft, nowhere near Anne. Unforgivable curses are so named for a reason. If I hear that either of you continues down this path, if either of you uses dark magic, I will notify the headmaster immediately.
God!
Why, Sebastian?
Who's the headmaster's gonna side with? The House of Gaunt or the House of Lives in Shack? I wonder. Yeah, I have friends. I have friends in powerful places. The House of Proban will not suffer this indignity. To be threatened by a man who lives in a shack? Unacceptable. 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 Simply unacceptable. You may have noticed, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the flame woman no longer speaks. Look, she is talking. Her lips moved, but I installed a mod to shut her up. Best mod ever. Genius mod. Brilliant mod. Best mod like ever. Like, highly recommended.
Did you speak with my uncle?
Yes. Fascinating conversation. Threatened me.
I wish I had better news about your uncle and Anne.
Well, what did he say?
I'm afraid he wants you nowhere near Feldcroft, nor Anne.
I had to stop that goblin from killing my sister. He had no right to banish me from my own twin. If he thinks banishing me means I'm going to give up on Anne, he's sorely mistaken.
He also said he cannot excuse the use of dark magic in any form, and that if he hears of either of us using it, he'll go straight to Professor Black.
Huh? That relic, dark magic or not, is the key to saving Anne. To reverse that curse. I will not lose Anne for good. I should send the crest to Anne. She'll know that we need to meet.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Nothing, just a thought. Now I'm more determined than ever to learn what power that relic has.
What crest, huh?
What did you mean you'd send Anne a crest so that she'd know to meet you?
We just lost our parents, and we were packing up to go and live with Solomon. We couldn't take everything. She was carefully organizing her prized possessions, a box of artifacts she'd collected to do with our family. Jewelry, cards, old photographs. She got to her favorite, a handmade crest, and without a second thought she handed it to me. This will keep you safe, she said. It holds no enchantment, but I've kept it with me since. That's how I can reach Anne. I'll get the crest to her with plans to meet.
Be careful, Sebastian. Your uncle could intercept it. We'll be expelled.
Even if Ominous is upset with us, he has no love lost for his family. He'd use their connections to the headmaster if we needed his help.
Yeah, see? That's what I've been saying. Gaunt could just say, yo, Black, tell this and Swallows dude the off.
I shall wait to hear from you then.
Thank you. I very much appreciate you standing by me through all of this.
I'll
send you an owl when I have news.
I've told you to be smarter about it. Like, I don't care about using it, but I think it's stupid to use it without understanding it. Like, you gotta figure out how it works first. What do you want now, Sebastian?
I thought my owl might pique your interest.
What's up, dude?
I came as soon as I could.
I'd been so preoccupied by all that happened with Ominous and the catacomb, not to mention my uncle's reaction, that I'd almost forgotten what it was that struck me about that triptych. This is the view painted on the canvas that was left on it.
That's incredible. You know this area well.
And while I was waiting for you, I scouted around and discovered an abandoned mine nearby, surrounded by Ranrock's loyalists.
Do you think there's a connection to the triptych?
I've no idea, but perhaps they're searching it, the way they did Rookwood Castle and Isidora's Manor. How do we want to handle this?
We deal blows.
We need to see what they're doing. I say we take them head on. Let's bury some enemies.
Very well.
And I still have that rune symbol we found on the triptych. If there is a connection, I suspect we'll see that symbol again.
Let's go kick
After
some
you.
ass.
There they are, up ahead.
I'll let you lead.
How gracious of you.
No one enters this mine. Kill anyone who tries.
I'm gonna enter with...
Ranrock's loyalists are out for blood.
Imperium! Crucio!
Ow.
Easily diverted.
There's still one alive, Sebastian. Leave no survivors.
This is
Probably.
going well.
We make a good team.
We do at that.
Don't know why Gryffindors get credit for bravery. We Slytherins are teeming with it.
And we're much more fun to fight. A rune symbol above the cavern door.
Ranrock's loyalists never knew to look for it. Sebastian, I think I found something. A canvas piece.
Brilliant. Our efforts weren't in vain after all. Still, something about this place feels odd. What do you have there?
A journal entry by Isadora.
Hopefully it will help us unravel more of this mystery.
If the triptych led us here to find this bit of canvas, we can probably assume that Isadora Morganach was here.
She seems to have been everywhere.
But if she was using the Undercroft and the cellar beneath her manor in Feldcroft, why would she create this space?
And why hide it behind cryptic rune symbols? And ancient magic that no one but you could see?
Isadora and Percival Rackham, another of the Keepers, could see traces of ancient magic too.
Rackham? I haven't heard his name before.
His are some of the memories I've seen. I don't think he and Isadora saw eye to eye on how this magic should be used.
This is all rather baffling. Let's take the canvas back to the triptych. Perhaps the answers are there. This place is odd, to be sure, but I'm fascinated by it. Now, for the trek back out of here and to Hogwarts.
Unless
Not
we can find
necessarily.
another passageway to the Undercroft. Let's have a look around.
Big giant wall right here.
Now for the moment of truth.
It has to fit. Please tell me you recognize the location in this bit of canvas.
The good news is I do, in fact.
And the bad news?
We're in for more trouble.
Trouble is my middle name, Swallows. My name is Chit Trouble Proban.
I know that coast. Ranrock has taken over a huge mine in the surrounding area. Marrenweem has suffered for it. It's as bad as Feldcroft's become. Should we head there now?
We should wait.
Why?
All this time, we've been a step behind Ranrock. I may know someone who could help us get ahead.
Who is that?
I trust Sebastian. Kind of.
A friendly goblin. He wants no part in Ranrock's fight.
A friendly goblin? You know, goblins cursed my sister to shut her up. Said she should be seen and not heard.
I do, but not all goblins.
Not all goblins what? Have you forgotten Feldcroft? Have you forgotten the mine we just went through?
No, Sebastian,
Sebastian,
I
considering
haven't.
the fact that
You're
they're
not
actively
listening
trying to
me.
murder
Why
me.
would I listen to someone so ignorant?
Excuse me? Motherfucker, what?
Perhaps your uncle was right about you. You don't know when to stop.
Oh, I do know when to stop. Unbelievable.
Jesus Christ, dude. Get your stick out your ass. How quickly he turned on me. Jesus. Drop a fucking hat. Suddenly it was ignorant. Well, Sebastian's pissed at me. I asked, good job. I'm just gonna stick with Gaunt. I'm gonna be Gaunt's friend instead. Let's go talk to Poppy about the dragon thing. I'm leaving my least favorite people till last.
Over here.
Yo.
This is a change of pace from our last outing.
Don't remind me. The thought of that tent still makes my blood boil. I've been thinking about those poor dragons in the fighting ring. The collars they were wearing, they appeared to be goblin silver. I think a collar is precisely what we found at that poacher camp. I've never known poachers to use anything like that before.
The dragon that attacked my carriage was wearing a collar. And Professor Fig was genuinely baffled by its behavior.
That attack always did strike me as a little strange, seemingly coming out of nowhere. Surely you aren't suggesting that the collars somehow control the poor creatures?
Exactly.
Merlin, I don't think the dragon we set free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if we can find her, we can return her egg.
But I want the egg. I want to hatch it, and it will be my little baby dragon, and then I will grow it into a fierce monster, and then we will conquer Britain! We shall not have a witch, but a queen!
That's a good idea. We need to see this through.
I'll start looking into it right away. There was something else that I wanted to discuss with you. I didn't want to press it before. It seems I may have caused you more trouble with Victor Rookwood. Why is he after you?
I mean, I've already told the Natty girl all of this, and I barely feel like I know her. And the game just told her everything without me having any choice in the matter, so sure, I'll tell Poppy, why not?
Rookwood is working with Ranrock, and Ranrock is after something I found at Gringotts. Fig had a portkey that led us there after the dragon attack. It's a bit of a long story, and Fig had asked that I not speak of it yet.
Goodness. Well, that certainly helps to shed light on what we saw at the tent. Don't worry, I'll guard your secret as if it were my own. I shan't press for more details. In fact, I should probably be going. I'd like to track that dragon down as soon as I can. I'll let you know when I have news of her location.
Excellent stuff, Poppy. You do that.
This war is far from over.